This particular one here at Stipes Elementary here in Irving, we're using a Columbine type scenario.
A simulated scare, but a real response. See how police and other agencies are preparing for mass shootings.
It's kind of chilling. It brings back a lot of memories of that era.
A new museum opens in Irving. Learn about the ties to the John F. Kennedy assassination.
You get to see an animal change its personality once it comes into your home.
These pets would love to be home for the holidays. Find out how you can make it happen. Plus, the city gets dozens of new trees, big improvements to a flood-prone roadway, and a man's inspiring blind journey to earn a black belt in karate. This is City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. Emergency responders prepare for tragedies they never hope to encounter. See how coming up. But first, the 50th anniversary of the John F. Kennedy assassination is getting a lot of attention this month, and there is a chapter to that story that is uniquely Irving. A chapter now remembered in a new museum.
Oh, thank you.
The first van loads of visitors.
This is amazing.
Are getting their look inside a small South Irving home that earned a place in history.
It was certainly, the world came to our door.
The story is long, but the simple version goes like this. Go back 50 years. Ruth Paine lived here and invited a friend to stay over. That friend was married to Lee Harvey Oswald. Oswald was living here when, according to investigators, he killed President John F. Kennedy.
The story we're trying to tell here is how just a simple suburban housewife, through some acts of goodwill towards another person, got thrust into the national spotlight.
The city of Irving bought the home and converted it into the Ruth Paine House Museum. Walking through the home, guests at this pre-opening reception immediately noticed the 1960s era furnishings.
We came from the same generation, I think.
Charlene Huggins is struck by what she is seeing.
It's kind of chilling. It brings back a lot of memories of that era. And I remember the day exactly when it happened.
I thought it was amazing. I was really surprised because as a kid I played in that house.
Patrice Foster's family was friends with the Paines.
I played with the kids. I even met Lee.
You met Lee?
Yes.
Your impressions?
Oh, she always just said, stay away from Lee, don't disturb him. So we just, we were kids. We were just running around the house.
To get the home back to the way it looked in 1963, city employees studied photos. Check out the curtains in this Paine family photo. The city found the exact fabric to remake them. And this photo of the kitchen helped them duplicate many of the details in there.
And the guy said, hey, I could make something that'll look like that washing machine. I tell you, when I saw that picture, the first time I saw the washing machine, it brought me a smile. It really looks convincing.
I probably asked Ruth Paine 10,000 questions about what color was the carpet, what color were the walls, what did the sink look like. I'm asking her these things 50 years later, but she was a good sport and had a good memory too.
They did an amazing job on a shoestring budget.
Yeah. They made the couch. They built the couch.
Yeah.
It all comes together to tell a story of contrasts. A busy mother raising kids while suddenly finding herself in one of the news events of the century.
In relation to the assassination, I think this house really does tell a story, and I was nervous about coming and well, how will it be done, but it seems to be been done very well.
The first stop for guests is actually here at the Visitor Center on the 3rd floor of the Central Library. People can watch vintage news reports, hear residents' recollections, and more.
Because the house is in a residential neighborhood, we don't want people just driving to the house. So you'll come here to the Visitor Center, get some background information, and then you will go downstairs, get into a van, and drive over to the house.
Our shared life of dishes and diapers was an idyllic respite from...
Once at the house, visitors can take in video recreations in 2 rooms and the garage, where investigators say Oswald got the gun he used.
When police tried to question all people working at the Texas School Book Depository that morning, Lee Oswald was no longer present.
Those are the real words and the real stories of the real people.
I love the technology that they're using, with the glass and I love that. I love the stories that they're telling in each different room. I think they did a wonderful job.
So this would be Ruth's room and where she slept.
For group visits, guides will also explain some of the details that might be missed on an initial walkthrough.
This is the room that Lee Harvey slept in the night before, and the little cup on the dresser is supposedly where he left his wedding ring in there when he left in the morning.
The organization Preservation Dallas is working to get this home on the National Register of Historic Places.
So we have every reason to believe it will go through, but we don't have that officially yet.
I think we're going to see a lot of people come to Irving as part of this and visit. I can tell you that we've already been getting calls from all over the United States.
From the complicated conspiracy theories to the tough tasks of motherhood, this home tells the story of Ruth Paine's time in Irving, a story she is happy to share.
It was important for the country to have whatever information I could provide because I had seen Lee in an informal setting for those 2 months just prior to the assassination. And I wanted people to know what happened.
The opening of that museum generated worldwide media attention. Already TV crews from 2 European countries have paid a visit. Tours are available for $12. Appointments are required. To book one, go to cityofirving.org/museums or call 972-721-3729. Residents also chose to mark the anniversary in another way, by planting trees. The City of Irving joined with the Texas Trees Foundation in a regional effort that added dozens of trees to a local park. Take a look.
Today is the JFK Memorial Tree Grove planting. We're partnering with Texas Tree Foundation, and it's where we're participating with 6 other cities in North Texas.
Got folks from New Jersey here, Minnesota, from the American Corps coming out. Thank y'all.
We are always looking for independent service projects in the area to chances to volunteer.
If you want to find a root flare,
he'll take away how to plant a tree.
I don't mind getting my hands dirty to accomplish the task.
This is in honor of John F. Kennedy. It's basically honoring him because he was very strong in land conservation, as well as he was a strong promoter of volunteers.
That's nice that everyone's remembering him.
I love history, so definitely an added bonus.
Well, it always motivates me to come out and plant trees, and certainly in honor of one of our presidents.
So if you think about it, we got JFK Memorial Tree Planting site going to be planted at Thomas Jefferson Park. So it's kind of like a history park. It's slowly becoming a history park.
So our efforts are going to be recognized for many years to come. These trees are going to get big and beautiful.
It's going to be really cool, the fact that we live down the street and come to this park pretty regularly. It's going to be pretty cool to see these trees that we actually have planted, so we can physically see the difference that we made.
Our YouTube channel has a playlist of all of our stories and shows related to the anniversary of the JFK assassination. Find Kathy Whiteman's profile of Ruth Paine, a special Irving Heritage Society program, and more at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Another big story this week is the celebration of a road construction project that people have been waiting a long time to see. The reconstruction of a hazardous section of Hunter-Farrell Road.
It started rising. At first, it was just a trickle down the curbs.
This video from our archives shows the problem. Residents living along and driving on Hunter-Farrell Road had been dealing with flooding for decades.
I have a 10-year-old and she was just scared to death. She was just crying, trying to save all her possessions.
My little boy was fishing out the window.
That was 1990.
The road's washed out down there.
20 years later, City of Irving crews were again on the scene, helping to rescue stranded people.
The residents requested that they have assistance in getting out of the water since their cars were stalling out.
Current City Councilman Dennis Webb is also a Grand Prairie firefighter.
This was my district at one time, and every time we would have the rains and the floods, we would have to come down here and pluck people out of the water.
Lots of potholes, and if it rained, you could get stuck on it when I was in junior high.
When I started campaigning for county commissioner in 2010, I walked a lot of these neighborhoods, and one of the questions that people asked in South Irving and Grand Prairie was, what is going to happen with Hunter Farrell? And the first time I hear about it, I say, and what is Hunter Farrell? Well, this big avenue, we're always, whenever it rains, we flood over here.
Dallas County Commissioner Elba Garcia made a campaign promise to get it fixed, and with some help, she kept that promise. This ribbon cutting celebrates the opening of an improved Hunter Farrell Road. The previous flooding and safety hazards are gone and replaced with a 4-lane divided road. A new bridge spans Bear Creek.
You can get from Irving to Grand Prairie a lot quicker than through Beltline now, so it's a good thing.
This project in particular is a great collaborative effort. It really goes with the spirit and the words of regionalism.
Yeah, it couldn't happen without all of us working together.
The groups participating in the project turned out for this dedication, including Dallas County, the North Central Texas Council of Governments, the cities of Grand Prairie and Irving, which paid about $4.5 million of the $25 million construction cost.
You know, I'm always working with the city of Irving. They have been great partners of Dallas County.
To get transportation projects done, you're going to have collaborative efforts, and that does mean regionalism, that does mean teamwork.
Developers also focused on the appearance, including the addition of a new monument marking the city limits. Plus,
this is the trailhead for City of Grand Prairie.
Irving's trail system will connect here in a big planned expansion of the Campion Trail.
We have a $2.5 million trail grant from Dallas County, and it will come down Hunter Farrell Road on the south side along the right-of-way. It'll add about 2.6 miles to the trail system that we have, and it'll be the first time that we'll be linked in with another city.
That could open in late 2014. Irving Mayor Beth Van Dyne believes all of the improvements provide a good base for growth.
That's step one. Step one is to provide the infrastructure so that we can actually have some high and manageable economic development out here that's going to give back to both cities of Grand Prairie and to Irving.
She and others remember all about how it used to be.
You worry about getting your car muddy or getting stuck.
Now she is proud to show off what it has become.
And when you have a well-maintained infrastructure, it speaks volumes of what else you're going to find in this city, and it's also welcoming.
In order to remove some of the sharp curves, the city limits of Irving and Grand Prairie had to change, but just slightly. Now to police news and a realistic recreation of a school shooting. It happened at Stipes Elementary as part of the region's first ever Urban Shield exercise. The goal is to make sure agencies can coordinate with each other to best respond when they need to most.
This is the first time that we've held an Urban Shield exercise here in North Texas. And the purpose of the Urban Shield exercise is to kind of evaluate and grade where our first responders are when they respond to critical incidents. This particular one here at Stipes Elementary here in Irving, we're using a Columbine type scenario where there is a hostage situation, active shooter. There are multiple other scenarios taking place throughout the DFW area. That's just the one that's taking place here. We have fire departments, police departments, emergency management departments, a lot of different agencies that respond to crisis situation, responding to our location here.
Our husband finished right at the bomb when the bomb went off. We're trying to figure out where to go. We're trying to find him.
Giving the Boston bombing, using that as an example, there were multiple agencies that had to come together and work together, and it's a coincidence they actually had an Urban Shield exercise just before that, and they were able to get some experience in working together, and they said that helped out tremendous. It does build confidence. It's the ability to communicate with other agencies, to work with other agencies, but then it allows us to look at where we are, and it allows us to identify some areas that we need to improve in so that we are better prepared. So I think that the overall thing that we're looking at is to be better prepared in case a situation like this does occur.
Nice job, everybody.
In today's Crime Fighters, with the holidays approaching, police offer these tips to protect yourself and your property while shopping. The first is lock, take, hide. Lock your car, take your keys, hide any valuables or packages in the trunk or out of sight. And don't overload yourself with packages because you always want to be able to move freely. Also, always park in well-lit areas. And notice how you carry your purse and wallet. Think about whether it would be easy for someone to grab. And do you recognize any of these guys? Police say they are the top 10 fugitives in Irving. We will scroll past the pictures and stop on this one. Yeah, the one with the hair. Kenneth Harris is wanted for theft. Something it looks like he did not steal, a brush. Learn more on the police department's Facebook page, and that's another way you could be a City Source crime fighter. The City of Irving and its consultant on the Heritage Crossing project just wrapped up more public input sessions. We have the full presentation on our website. The ideas gathered at the November sessions will be incorporated into drafts that will be presented to the public in December. Those plans will be shown on Tuesday, December 10th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. One-on-one meetings are set for the following day at 9 a.m., also at City Hall. The Irving Chamber, along with the Greater Dallas Korean American Chamber of Commerce, hosted an event aimed at starting new business relationships. 5 businesses from South Korea visited Irving and met with reps of local firms to have a message to share.
Obviously, Irving's open for business. We have many businesses here that want to do trade in South Korea. It's a very vibrant economy there, and vice versa. They obviously want to sell their products, LED type products, very high-tech products of technology that is frankly new to this area as well. So to municipalities, to private business, to make sure that we have the latest and greatest technologies, and it's good for them, it's good for us to make sure that we have these B2B opportunities.
Yeah, that networking process is compared to speed dating, with meetings every 20 minutes. Coming up, why did the chipmunk climb the tree? To celebrate Arbor Day, of course, but first, Web Watch, our most popular and most talked about videos online. It's closed for the year, but our look inside the Strangling Brothers Haunted Circus remains at the top of the list of our most popular videos. Also getting hundreds of views, our report on the blind and visually impaired sports extravaganza that was held here in Irving and brought out a lot of good performers. To round out the Web Watch this week, it's our story on the Halloween costume contest that was a benefit for the DFW Humane Society and brought out a lot of cute contestants. If you missed any of those stories, find them at the all-new ICTN.tv. That's also where you can watch us live 24/7. Plus, catch us at youtube.com/The City of Irving. We have about 1,000 videos for you to watch, and we always like it when you leave a comment. It is always nice to meet people in Irving with inspiring stories to share, and Ashley Roberts met a man who is not letting blindness get in his way of earning a black belt in karate.
I'm so proud of you.
Trilon Lias just earned his black belt in karate.
Good job, Steve. Thank you.
And while this alone is a momentous occasion, there is something that sets him apart from the rest.
So I've been blind all my life.
The 29-year-old says he was born without sight. Lias was premature, weighing only 1 pound, 13 ounces.
You can pretty much fit me in the palm of your hand when I was small. The doctors didn't think I was going to make it, but you know, with the grace of God, I poured through.
But as life carried on, he faced many challenges and hardships.
You know, felt like, you know, why God put me in this world? Why did he make me this way? And, you know, I've thought about taking my life at some points.
And then, he says, a little voice spoke to him.
Just telling me, hey, you know, God has a purpose for your life. He's got, you know, you'll be taking your own life without realizing what you have.
So Lias decided to accept that he is blind and take life by the handles and live it to the fullest. When he was 17 years old, Lias chose to pursue karate because his foster mom's car was stolen.
You know, I was looking after her more than anything, and I said, you know, I really want to get into something that I can defend her, or if I needed to, defend myself.
And that's when he found a love for karate. It was about halfway through his current karate career when Lias came here to James Holland's karate school in Irving. Holland immediately recognized him from a karate tournament.
I had an orange belt about his age, and this is, I guess he was about 17 or 18. My orange belt was also about 17 or 18. And they ended up meeting in the final rounds, and Trylon actually beat my sighted student.
Lias was eager to learn and came with an agenda.
If you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn.
Never done it before. Initially, I was nervous because I didn't want to mess up. Okay? But being a black belt, I like to face my fears. So I said, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Lias's other instructor, Rebecca Walther, felt the same nerves.
Well, I kind of had the same initial concern as everybody. How do you teach somebody how to kick that can't see a kick? How do you teach somebody how to punch that can't see a punch?
But together they learned, and Lias continued climbing the ladder of karate belt colors.
The hardest part was to get used to him touching my body. I had to be comfortable with my body, letting him run his hands up, figuring out the body postures I'm using.
It has been a journey and hard work for both Lias and his instructors.
For me, it's just, the challenge of, hey, I got to work 20 times harder to get what I want. And I'm not going to give up, though.
But his strength touches so many along the way.
He actually made me a better teacher because I learned how to explain things in bizarre ways, and I learned how to let the constraints go that make you not want to do something that makes you uncomfortable.
When he does something and he does it very well, it impacts everybody. You look at this guy, he's throwing jump spin kicks just like anybody else can.
And this moment of achievement brings it full circle, proving to others you can do anything you set your mind to.
Because this is another stepping stone in my life that I've overcome. I know it's not over yet. This is just the beginning for me, really, to tell the truth as a black belt.
Lias plans to earn all of the black belt degrees, but he also has high aspirations outside of karate.
Well, my biggest dream that I want to try to do is become a DJ. I love music. My other big dream is, I want a family. I want to have a family. I want to be married. I want to show my kids that, dreams can come true.
He leaves one last note of encouragement.
Don't give up. You keep your dream going, and whatever you want to do, you can succeed.
Wise words from a very courageous man. Ashley Roberts for City Source.
Earlier in the show, we showed you trees being planted in honor of President John F. Kennedy. And if you like seeing trees get planted, you are in luck, because here's more. The city of Irving marked Arbor Day with a tree planting at a local school.
What school am I at today?
This is our 5th year for Arbor Day, celebrating the city of Irving.
We're going to plant the trees. The tree over there, the red oak. If it's at a point, it's called a red oak.
A lot of the things that we talk about in class, this is like hands-on for them.
Why is it important to plant trees?
Because it gives you fresh air. I just like how you get to plant trees because it helps a lot in nature. It builds homes for squirrels, chipmunks, birds.
This school, they out-collected all the other schools per pounds per kid and recycled paper.
Good partnership with the city of Irving. We were really excited to see.
It's important to actually give back to the community, to have the kids know that our environment is so important.
Friday we'll have an assembly where all the students get to come out and participate. We're a tree-loving city. We plant trees all the time. We're taking care of trees, and we want to be well known.
It's just part of nature, and we really want to help.
Yeah, it was fun meeting those kids. And to earn that honor, those students recycled about 50 pounds of paper per student. The city's holiday extravaganza is getting closer. This is video of last year's celebration. The fun kicks off on Saturday, December 7th with a chili cook-off happening most of the day in Heritage Park.
That'll burn the hair off your tongue.
Events continue at 4 p.m. with a parade through the Heritage District. Then the tree lighting ceremony begins at 5 p.m. at City Hall. It includes music, crafts, and you see them here, fireworks. Of course, the holidays are a terrible time to be alone, and think of the dogs and cats at the Animal Care Campus. Fewer staff members and volunteers are around to keep them company, so people there are hoping you will invite some of those animals into your home. Brooke Pratt explains.
Good boy.
Linda Palma is a regular here at Irving's Animal Care Campus. She can tell you about the joys of adopting and fostering lonely pets.
You get to see an animal change its personality once it comes into your home. Sometimes when they're here for a long time, they become very depressed, and animals love to be with people.
Palma has fostered hundreds of dogs.
And so you'd be amazed at what gems you will find in the shelter.
This year, Palma will be fostering yet another dog over the holidays, so that a lucky pup will have a family to play with on Christmas. In fact, Irving Animal Services and the DFW Humane Society want to see all of the animals out of their cages for the holidays. From December 21st to January 2nd, you are invited to become a proud foster parent of a lonely pet for free.
And we're asking everybody to come by, pick out an animal they like, and give that animal a home. We'll supply everything they need to take care of the pet during that 2-week period of time.
Although the animals can't tell that the calendar says December 25th, they can tell the difference between a cage and a home.
Personally, what I look for when I want to foster is somebody struggling with being in the shelter environment.
Shelter employees say that taking these cats and dogs out of the shelters and into your homes, even if it's just for a couple days, does wonders for their morale. And chances are, you won't want to give them back.
Once they get that pet in the home, they fall in love and they wind up adopting that pet, so that is really our goal.
Kammerer says that around 80% of the fostering homes keep the animals. Fostering a pet can be a great way to see if the animal is a good fit for your home, because after 2 weeks, you can just bring it back. And if nothing else,
you've given them a reprieve from the shelter life, and they get to come into a home and feel loved.
So if you'd like to add some more love into your home for the holidays by fostering a pet, stop by the Animal Care Campus anytime before or on December 21st to pick out a cat or dog. Just a fair warning though, this is an offer that will be very hard to resist.
See, this one needs love and playtime. When you see how they walk up to Human putting their hand up here, he just wants you to pet him.
The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane and is open Tuesday through Saturday. Brooke Pratt for City Source.
Oh my goodness, he's too cute.
Yeah, so you saw some of the pets available, and now here's more because it's time for our Pets of the Week. Let's head back out to the Animal Care Campus.
Welcome to the Irving Animal Care Campus. We are doing 3 featured pets of the week. We also have a lot of great animals here for adoption. So if you're thinking about adding a pet to your home, please come visit us first. This little guy is Cedric. He's new to the shelter. He's about 3 years old. He's a long-haired Chihuahua mix, and he is just happy and active, and he'd be great for anybody's home. This is Flicka. She's a 2-year-old King Charles Spaniel mix, and she came to us from another shelter. She is very quiet, not very active, so she'd be good in a very calm home, but she warms up to people very quickly. This is Peanut. She's a 142-pound Mastiff, and we rescued her from a veterinary clinic. Unfortunately, she did require hip surgery at a cost of about $1,000, and right now she is recovering, but she'll be ready for adoption in late November or early December to the right home.
Thanks a lot, Sarah. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. We are getting ready for our year-end show on City Source, and of course, one of the most unforgettable images of the year was Mayor Beth Van Dyne skydiving. We'll show you that again and recap more of the most memorable stories of 2013. Also, we will reveal our most popular picks online, the videos you clicked on most. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show or comment on our videos at youtube.com/The City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with something that may look like Halloween leftovers, but it's actually preparations for the Urban Shield exercise we showed you earlier in the show. Thanks to everyone who's a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.